Hi guys, this is Ranjit and welcome to the Tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech related questions. And I've taken about 20 odd questions, so let's go over it. And in a mix of questions that I'll be answering. And the first question that I got is from Namish. He's asking us, what are your expectations from the Pixel 8a? Do you think the thicker bezels make sense? Also, what price point it might come? Also, if you have attended Google I/O, do you know anything about the Gemini 1.5 Pro? Will it be a strong competitor to ChatGPT 3, 3.4 or 4? What are your opinions regarding Gemini? Yes, Google will continue to push over it, so it's going to be a cat and mouse fight between what is a Chat GPT and Gemini. And now if you notice, Google has started pushing the Gemini AI to almost every Android smartphone. This is the Samsung, what do you say, Galaxy S24 Ultra. This also has got Gemini. For example, this is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra that I'm using, and if I just press the power on, we get Gemini. So they're pushing Gemini everywhere. So that way I would say in Android smartphones that there's tons and tons, billions and billions of what do you say, smartphones out there. We might see Gemini usage a lot more, but as of now I would say it's not a great experience, at least on the smartphones. It's a lot slower than the Assistant. Anyways, I'm not attending the Google I/O. Regarding the Pixel 8a, specs have been out. It is going to be very similar to the regular Pixel 8. Yes, obviously the bezels are slightly thicker. Of course, you can't just have the same Pixel 8, but it's essentially what I would say almost the Pixel 8, but will be coming at a lower price point, I would say. But pricing, don't know. It's launching next week, the Google I/O, and I expect the pricing in India will be somewhere about 40,000. I think so, might be around 39,000, whatever. But we might also have some offers or something like that. Let's just keep, but don't expect it to be priced very aggressively, like in the 20s or something like that, 29,000, 30,000. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Tahir. Hey there, mind sharing your thoughts on the recent downfall of big companies like Sony, HTC, Nokia, LG? I think so you are referring to the smartphone market, because some of these companies and other segments are perfectly doing fine. What did they fail, and what present companies do you think are right to avoid such a downfall, and what your current favorite smartphone in terms of overall performance? Tahir, regarding the fall of some of the smartphone centric brands, for example Sony, HTC, Nokia and LG, I see one common thing. For example, at that era, Samsung also was pretty new, and Samsung also was competing with this one. The only different, and to be very frank, in the early 2010s, late 2010, HTC used to make some brilliant smartphone. In fact, in terms of hardware, I felt that the HTC smartphones were better than Samsung. But I felt, and even I would say LG also, LG used to make very good smartphones. It's just that the UI, they didn't concentrate on the UI. And the biggest problem for even HTC as well as LG was very poor marketing. Their marketing was bad. LG was horrible in India in terms of marketing. They used to launch their phones internationally, but in India they used to come after 3 months, and they never used to advertise it properly. They didn't spend R&D on polishing the software. That's where Samsung actually went ahead, and Samsung marketed the hell out of their smartphones. So that is one area where these brands, I feel, in terms of hardware, the HTC were making frankly far better smartphones than Samsung was doing. It's just because of the poor marketing and how they went about it, they failed. And again, LG also actually made very good smartphone, but in marketing, I think so there should be a lesson what not to do, and that lesson book should be given by LG, I would say, how not to market your phone. Though you are having great products, marketing is very important. Again, Nokia, you know, it went with that Microsoft, and then Microsoft just completely failed. That's why it was just done. Windows Phone, they went with that instead of Android. If they would have been with Android from start, then I don't think so the Nokia would have vanished like that. Sony was always not that aggressive in the price point and all those things. Also, many of the Sony flagships, when they were available in India, had major heating issues, and they never addressed about it. So I think so these are some of the things that I have noticed in the smartphone market that led to the demise. And it's a sad thing, because I feel HTC and LG should have been there in this smartphone market, because right now I would say in the Android premium segment, Samsung is the only de facto as of now. Yes, you have Pixel also, but I would say, at least in India, Pixel is not considered among the top ones. So again, there is a void. That's why we are seeing just iterative upgrades from Samsung. If HTC would have been there, do you think the S23 to the S24 Ultra would have been the same like this? No. So I feel it's a sad that we don't have that raw competition. Yes, other brands like Xiaomi, etc., and Vivo are pushing really on cameras, but again, I feel I do miss HTC, to be very frank. They used to make brilliant smartphones even about 10-12 years ago. This is by Lakshya. Your thoughts on the Vivo X100 Ultra? I'm also pretty excited about it, because even the Vivo X100 Pro had such a good camera, and I hope they launch it at a decent price in India. That will be a very good competitor to the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, because as of now I feel the best camera setup and the phone that is available in India is this Xiaomi 14 Ultra, and looks like if this Vivo X100 Ultra launches, that might become the king, because with some of the leaks and the photographs that we have seen about it. So excited about it, I would say. This is by Vishwaroop. Summers are coming. How's your solar panel handling all of it? Any drop in electricity generation? Vishwaroop, a very interesting question, because many people think that in summers, as it's heating a lot, you will generate more power. That is simply not true. In fact, the power generation will fall after a certain temperature, because the solar panels actually heat up, and when they heat up a lot, the efficiency actually goes down. In fact, you get the best efficiency of solar panels when the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. After that, every degree of increase, there is a slight drop. What I've noticed is that as I have a mono PERC solar panels, these are slightly better adjusted to heat conditions, but I've noticed that recently in Hyderabad the temperatures are going very high, up 42, 43. After it started going above 39 degrees centigrade, I started noticing a decrease in the maximum solar generation that I was getting. Earlier, I was getting maximum, I would say, for my 5 kilowatt on grid, I was seeing anywhere about 4,350 watts of generation at peak, but now it is not going even 4050. So that peak generation has fallen. But luckily, I'm not losing that much on power generation, because of the summer. Actually, from 6:30, 6:45 onwards, now it started generating electricity and goes till almost 6 o'clock. So I'm getting that 1 hour extra of sunlight on the solar panels. So it's sort of offsetting, but I'm not maximizing my solar, generation. In fact, now I'm maxing it out to about 29 units. One day I just saw 30, but it's averaging between 28.5 to about 30 units. Whereas in early March, when the conditions were very light, it was not super hot that day, my solar system, same system, generated 33 units of electricity. So yes, the efficiency has fallen down, because temperatures are like, yesterday it was like what, 43 degrees centigrade in Hyderabad. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is. This is by Sufin. He's asking, what's your opinion on the Samsung phones lately? They're pricing for what they offer. Ever since the S21, I feel it hasn't been the same. Common design, high pricing for base models, plus models with 1080p screen, trying to push us for ultra with minor software tweaks. Same goes for the budget A series. Yes, last couple of years, I have also noticed that Samsung is now not that interested in launching very good mid-range phones or something like that. Yes, it's only in the premium side they are actually putting out very good phones. That's the reason, if you see, I have categorically started avoiding covering the A series or even the M series. There are certain M series that are okay, but A series are super overpriced. For example, recently, for recall, That was the A54 or A50 or whatever it was launched. It was launched for, even after discount, the pricing was coming to about 45,000, and many people were angry that I didn't cover the phone. And I simply said that at that price point, just go and get the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. This smartphone makes a lot more sense. So yes, I think so. They are actually not that aggressive now in the mid-range and the budget range market, to be very, very frank. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Vijay. Please suggest me the best camera between the S23 versus Mi 14, not the Ultra. If not, I can go with the S23 FE. What is the SOT on the S23 FE? Kindly suggest. If or not, I can go with the S21. Don't go with the S21 FE. It's too old now. I use my phone only for calls and photos. No games, no shooting videos. Okay. Regarding the battery life on the S23 FE, I would say it depends upon your usage. Anywhere, I would say screen on time from 4.5 hours to about 5.5 hours you can get on this one. Typical day, I would say, if you're not a super heavy user, it was lasting me for a typical day. End of the day, I was having about 20% battery life. But again, if you're sort of a heavy user, then I will not recommend. Also, as you told, you don't use it for gaming, then it's okay, because I will not suggest this smartphone for gaming, because in gaming, yes, because of the Exynos, it gets slightly warmer, but again, while you do gaming, it becomes excessively hot, I would say. So not for gamers. So you can technically go with the S23 FE, but between the S23 and the Mi 14, specifically only for camera, if the highest priority, definitely the Mi 14's camera is better than the camera setup on the S23. That's a simple fact. You can go with the S23 FE now with the current pricing. That's the only reason I covered this smartphone. If you recall, I did not cover this smartphone when it was launched, though I had actually got the review of this when this smartphone was launched. But when I saw the pricing at that price point when it was launched, I think so it was launched for what, 60,000 with offers 56 or something. I just felt that was super overpriced. That's the reason I simply did not cover it. But just last week, I came to know that the pricing of this will come down to about 35,000. That's the reason that I covered it. So if your budget is very, very tight and you can't spend that much till the S23 or the Mi 14, I would say the S23 is also a very good option now, because in the sale, you're able to get it for what, 46,000 or something like that, if you use those card offers. So for that price point, the S23 is also actually very good. I don't know what is the sale price of the Mi 14, but I would say if the price gap is more than 10,000, then S23 still is a very good bet. But again, if you simply cannot spend a lot of money, your budget, you can't go above 35,000, then yes, you can go with the S23 FE. Again, star, no gaming. Don't be hard. You can do casual gaming, but again, the fact is that if you do heavy gaming, it will heat up. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Heyman. Confused between Nothing Phone 2, Galaxy S23 FE, Moto Edge 50 Pro. Camera is not my priority. Oh, that is strange, because the camera I feel is the best on the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE among all those. Second will be the Edge 50 Pro. Want good phone with good battery life and good software experience. I would say the best battery life you will get on the Nothing Phone 2. Second will be the Moto Edge 50 Pro, and last position, I feel the Edge 50 Pro and the Galaxy S23 FE. The Moto Edge 50 Pro will give you about 1 hour extra SOT compared to the S23 FE. So there you go. But in terms of software, I would say I will give the edge to the S23 FE, because this does have that now the AI features which none of these other phones have. So again, watch the video. If you think you will take advantage of the AI features, you can go. But I would say I would lean, as you are not bothered about camera, but let's say if you do a little bit of gaming and stuff also, I would lean towards the Moto Edge 50 Pro. Overall, it was good. It had IP protection is one thing that is advantageous on this one. But again, even you can go with the Nothing Phone 2, because I don't know about the software updates on the Moto. Yes, they have promised that this will also get quicker Android updates, but the past history shows us that Motorola, yes, you will get that next Android upgrade or whatever, but it can be delayed by 3, 4, 5 months. If you are okay with that, you can go with the Moto. Else, the Nothing will also do. And yeah, Again, the S23Fe is also overall a good package if you specifically want that Samsung One UI and all those that things. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Mukherjee. Do you feel 256GB should be the base variant for all upcoming smartphones regardless of platform, brands and price bracket? Mukherjee, I don't think so that will happen, because in the budget segment, I don't think so it will be possible for vendors to give 256GB of storage. Even if they give, they'll give very slow, storage speeds, and that will not make sense. But I feel after a certain price point, brand should now actually give that 256GB of storage. I would say, if I'm being super aggressive and optimistic, above 25,000, all phones should come with 256GB of storage. But realistically, I feel after 30K price point, all smartphones should now come with 256GB of storage with faster UFS storage, I would say. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by 1010. He's asking, considering the lack of charging infrastructure, this is an EV related question, in my society, do you think it's still feasible to invest in an electric vehicle relying solely on external charging station indefinitely? And 1010 also said that he's from Bangalore. I know that in Bangalore we have a lot of EV charging stations, but 1010, I will not recommend you going for an EV car if you don't have a charging within your apartment or where you stay, because solely relying on those external chargers, these are actually fast DC chargers, is not recommended. Even Tata actually says once you have charged 4 times on the fast DC charger, 1 charge you should actually do with the slow regular charger. So it is not recommended to always charge the EVs with fast chargers. That will degrade the battery life. So I would say, unless you are able to regularly actually charge with the regular charger, it is not advisable to go with the EV car specifically. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is also EV question. This is by Naman. He's asking, what region level do you use on your Nexon EV in city and in highway? What region level should we use while coming down from the hill? I don't used it a lot of on hill stations or whatever, but Naman, I have noticed that I mostly drive the Nexon EV Max that I have in the region level 2, and now I've gotten used to it so much that I hardly use the brakes. Even on highway and something, when I need to slow down, I just release the accelerator and it slows down. So the region level 2 is what I'm using 90% of the time. Sometimes I would say in bumper to bumper traffic, when I have to go to the city, that's the only place where I use the region 3. Because they are like bumper to bumper. So I feel the region 3 brings the vehicle quickly more to a slower speed. That way I don't have to use the brakes. But mostly I would say 90% I'm using the region level 2. Anyways, this is by Mr. Dhrubojit. He's asking, I hope you are doing well. Yes, I'm good. My question is whether the AI features on smartphone will be useful enough to be charged as a separate paid feature in the future, especially in countries like India. And what are your thoughts on separate AI devices like R1 and the human pen? Regarding separate AI devices, I think so that is not going to happen, because we have seen with the Rabbit R1 and even the human pen indirectly. Human pen, you could say it had some hardware, but the Rabbit R1 was nothing but just you can have the entire functionality of what it was doing on a smartphone. It was just an Android app. So I don't think so, unless these devices are going to do something radically different, you need a separate hardware or whatever. And many people will not like to actually go with the separate hardware, carry it along, because anyways you will be carrying your smartphone with you, and if those AI features can be implemented with an app, it simply makes more sense. Regarding features of AI becoming paid, eventually it might happen after, let's say, 4-5 years, but as of now I don't think so. In the next 1 year or 2 years, I don't think so that is going to happen, because this is actually relatively new AI and not many people know how to take advantage of it, and it's actually evolving, I would say. So I don't think so it will become paid, because right now, if you notice, Google also is now just giving away Gemini to almost all Android smartphones. In fact, WhatsApp also pushed AI within WhatsApp. So right now they want to push their AI agents so that you start using them quite a bit. Yes, they can have version, for example, Gemini has a version, that Pro Plus or whatever they call it, paid. So for some advanced functionality, you might have a separate paid version. But as of now, I think so it'll be free for the basic stuff that you're doing. And this is just the start of this one. These will get a lot better, I would say, moving forward. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Neeraj. He's asking, hey Ranjit, I recently purchased the Yamaha EB7 TWS for 7K. Oh, that's actually good deal. It sounds good, apart from noise cancellation. But yeah, after watching a review, is it worth buying in 2024, or can you recommend other TWS under 12,000? Yes, if you're getting it again for 7,000, the Yamaha EB7 TWS, it's actually good. The audio quality is really good. I feel only in the noise cancellation department it's very average, but at the price point of 7,000 it's a steal, I would say. Other TWS that I can recommend under 12k, and some other people also have asked me under 10k or something. I would say the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro actually sound very good. In fact, I had seen them on Amazon for as low as 8,500. So if you are able to get it for 8,500, this one, or about 9,000 or whatever, these are actually really good. They sound terrific and also very comfortable. So yeah, that would be my pick under that price point. This is by Rohit Prasad. What are your thoughts about the upcoming Snapdragon X Elite series of SoCs, and what will be the pricing? Again, these will be used in laptops, I would say, and I'm also actually looking forward to these new range of laptops. Let's see, but what I have heard that the pricing of these laptops will be on the premium end. Don't expect them to be in the mid-range, 40,000-50,000 or something like that. They will actually be targeting the premium range, and these are going to be targeting, I think so, the Intel's flagship chips, thin and light ones with the Core i7 laptops or stuff that we get. I'm also actually looking forward to test out these laptops because there is a lot of hype about it, but really want to, and rumors are claiming that these are going to even beat the MacBook M3 chips or something like that. So I'm also very curious about it. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Mr. Raju. He's asking your opinion on investing beyond 50k on Chinese flagships like Xiaomi or Vivo. Concern being HyperOS, long-term reliability and battery life. Xiaomi 14 seems a particularly good offer for a compact flagship with all the discounts included. Yes, Raju, I would say you will only lean towards these. I would say both the Vivo and the Xiaomi, I think so. The main USP is the camera. So if camera is your highest priority, then you can certainly have a look. But again, yes, resale value, I'll be very blunt, will not be good on these smartphones compared to other ones. HyperOS, I would say, is just a evolved version of MIUI, but now I've been using it for the past 3 weeks. I have just disabled notifications from Get apps and the themes and haven't seen any unwanted notifications or anything. So that way it's been done well, but again, it's I would say still a refined version of MIUI. They can do lot more on this I would say HyperOS, to be frank. In fact, I would say if you give me a choice between the Samsung One UI and the HyperOS, the One UI still is much better. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Ajay. What's your opinion on spending a lot on premium TWS? Because after 2 years, battery goes down for almost every brand, and it's worth buying those for the sound and features. Please suggest one in 6,000 to 8,000 for S22 Ultra. Yes, if you're buying TWS premium or budget or whatever, the premium one generally lasts for about 3 years, and after that, the battery life will degrade like crazy. They might just give you 20 minutes of backup instead of giving that 4 or 5 hours. That's the same case with almost every TWS. So yeah, when you're buying a premium TWS, put it in your mind that they will last for 3 years and you'll have to replace it. Buy it like that, then you can make an informed decision. For 6,000 to 8,000, if you're having the Samsung S22 Ultra, as I've told you, Galaxy Buds 2 Pro is my pick. You can't get it for 8. The lowest I've seen is 8,500 for that. But these actually sound fabulous, because I have recommended this Buds 2 Pro to people when they were launched and they were priced at 14,000. I know some people who have purchased it at that price point and they still love it. So the sound quality is really, really good on this one. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Okay, now moving to the next, this is by Guru. Your clear thoughts on pricing of phones. The phones which sell at 70K sometimes during launch get price drop to 45,000, nearly half of the original price in Amazon and Flipkart sale days. Then what's the meaning of buying this at a higher price apart from the tech enthusiast? Yes, you're very, very right. Most of the flagships or smartphones, when they are launched, they'll be launched at a higher price, but eventually after 5 months, 6 months, the pricing will drop. There are some exceptions to it. For example, many people got pissed. I have now covered the Galaxy S23 FE, but you guys don't know, I have this review note of the Galaxy S23 FE when it was launched. I don't know when it was launched, but 4 months or whatever. But I saw the MRP pricing on this one. This is some 80,000, 83,000 or something. Yes, this is the 256GB variant. And I came to know that this will be launching in India for about 60K or something. And if you guys recall, though I had the review on it, I never actually covered this device when it was launched, because I felt this the smartphone was priced very, very high. In fact, I actually tweeted about this and some people got pissed. Why buy the S23 FE, put a little bit more, 5,000, 6,000 rupees more, and get the Samsung Galaxy S23 original one? That was my frank opinion. The only reason I covered this smartphone now is that I just came to know that this smartphone will be priced around 35,000, and for that price point, this smartphone is a value for money for a person who's specifically looking for a Samsung smartphone. Understand, people, there are people who don't want to buy an Oppo phone or an iQOO phone or even a OnePlus phone. Motorola, yes, is good, but some people are worried about the slow updates or something like that. And I know many people who are so used to the One UI. In fact, my wife actually was using the S21 FE. I had actually given her the Pixel 8, but she returned it to me after a week because she's now so much used to the UI on this one, and she just simply didn't want to learn a new UI or something. So there are a lot of people who specifically want a Samsung phone or a whatever that particular brand they have. And now I felt, yes, the S23 FE at the price point 35,000, it is making a lot of sense. Simply, you will not get any Samsung smartphone with these features at this price point. Build quality is almost very, very premium to the flagship Samsung devices. For example, this is the S24 Plus. Just notice the build quality, almost from the back, very, very similar. Yes, the slight differences, but very, very similar. Build quality is good. They have also now given the IP protection on this one. Wireless charging is there. Yes, the problem with this smartphone is that when you push it, it will become hot. That is the reason I simply don't recommend this smartphone for gamers, people who are heavy gamers. But apart from that, if you are a regular user who is used to a Samsung smartphone and specifically wants a Samsung smartphone, yes, this does make sense. So yes, I frankly feel when this smartphone was launched in the Indian market, it was overpriced. That is the reason I simply did not cover it. So yes, during these sales like Flipkart, Amazon or whatever, brands actually release some of their phones. They might just realize their mistake at what price point they have launched, and it was simply not selling. So now it has come down to price. And of course, it will happen even with last year's flagships also. For example, now even the Galaxy S23, which I still feel is actually a very good smartphone even now. You notice that in this Flipkart sale again, it came down to about 45 or 46,000. So that will happen whenever you, for example, I had purchased this, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Yes, I purchased it with my own money for 1 lakh. I'm pretty sure after 6 months, the pricing of this smartphone will be will come down drastically. And maybe by next year in some of the sales, it will be priced a lot lower. So yes, if you are that early mover, the tech enthusiast or whatever, you will have to spend a lot more. But if you're okay waiting for some time, maybe waiting for 6 months or waiting for 8 months, then certainly in the smartphone world, you can get a way, way, way better deal. That is how this market was, because brands actually release every year a new model or whatever. Do you think they really need to release new model every year? Because the upgrades that you're getting every year is not huge, but eventually they do. That's why I say to a lot of people have actually asked me, people who are having the S23 Ultra, should we upgrade to the S24 Ultra? And I categorically said, no, you really don't need to. But some of them did buy the S24 Ultra. But after a week, they were complaining that it's not a huge upgrade. Obviously, it's not a huge upgrade. If you have a good current flagship, easily 2-3 years, it'll last. So that's how it is. So obviously, Guru, if you can wait a little bit, when a new smartphone is launched, but if you can wait for 4-5 months and wait for the sales, you will get, of course, those devices on a very good deal. That's how the market simply works. Anyways, moving to the next one. This is by Bhartwaj. What are the most promising emerging technologies poised to revolutionize the industry in the next decade? What challenges do you face in widespread adoption? Bharadwaj, I would say it's AI. We are not just realizing the power of AI, what it is able to do. For example, I was using the Perplexity AI, I'm spelling it, butchering it, but yeah. And last month I went for a vacation, and trust me, I used that AI to plan my vacation, and it gave me so good suggestions that my vacation was so good, because the most of the traveling websites, etc., simply did not list those hotels to me and the travel itinerary. But using this AI, I got a lot more information, so I was able to book that hotel at a very good price point. So yes, as of now, we are not using these AI tools very much. In fact, I know if you are a programmer, some of the AI tools are so useful that mundane programming, whatever that you require, just tell the AI to do it. It'll give you that script, and you just start modifying and making it. So yes, right now the AI is being used only by the techies but eventually in the next couple of years, the assistant that we call will become so intelligent that you can just have a normal conversation with it and it'll give you good answers. This reminds me of Iron Man, that Jarvis. I think so. That is going to be the reality in the next 4-5 years, to be very, very frank. And again, in specialized fields, this will disrupt things like crazy. So I feel that's the biggest thing in terms of technology that is going to be disruptive. Yes, I know it's a double-edged sword, but this is going to be changing stuff in the next couple of years by big. For example, even in video recording, audio recording, some of the, for example, Pixel actually utilizes AI for audio recording, and when you enable that audio recording, even in noisy situations, the audio recording is crystal clear. So this is the power of AI. We have just started playing around with it, and this is going to become very, very powerful in the next couple of years. My mind just boggles to comprehend what all we will be able to do in the next couple of years. So yeah, that's what it is. Anyways, this is my Mr. Gupta. Can iPads replace MacBook or Windows PC? No, don't make that mistake. I did that. I spent a lot on the iPad Pro, bought the pencil, bought the stupid, ridiculously expensive keyboard and all these things, thinking that it will replace my MacBook. No, simply no. I would say iPads are great for consumption, and yes, you have some, if you're an artist or something, you have some good software and stuff to do that. But for real work, if you're doing programming, if you're doing video editing, yes, you can do video editing, but if you're doing some serious work, you will come back to your laptop or a computer. That's a frank opinion. I have an iPad. I even have some fancy Samsung tablets, but I use them mostly, I would say, for media consumption. But when I want to do some serious work, I come back to my laptop. Anyways, this is the last question. Yes, this is by Janu. So he's asking, would you like to pay a long-term review of the S24 Ultra and the S24 Plus. Yes, I have both the devices. I'll ask you guys, what do you want? Long-term full review of the S24 Ultra or the S24 Plus? Do let me know, because I can do a full in-depth review for one of the devices, because now I have almost used this Xiaomi 14 Ultra for the last 3 weeks with my primary son. So I think I know everything about that device. So now finally I can put my main SIM card in one of these devices. So do let me know, which one do you want, the S24 Plus or the S24 Ultra? Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.